Hello, everybody. Welcome to our new version of what used to be Spiritual Chit Chat. Hi, everybody. I am Michele Ambergy, and I am your hostess with the mostest. And it's February. It is the month of love. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about 5 things, 5 tips about finding your true love. I have been a intuitive reader, psychic, medium, all the different words, spiritual guide for over 2 decades. And one of the main things that people come to me about is love. Breaking up, finding love, how to deal with relationships. And I have a lot of experience with that. Plus, I also in college studied psychology. And so I have a little bit of a background on that too. And it's hard, man. It is hard to find that right person for you. It's hard to figure out, what to do and how to handle this. So we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about today. And I've winnowed it down to 5 main tips. And you may have heard these things in the past. You may have, had them in we've all done the workshops and everything. But sometimes when you package it up and you put it all in one place, it's all of a sudden like, oh, okay. So that's why I put all this together for you guys. So I thought that'd be really fun. And I want to tell you just a heads up, next Tuesday for our show, we're going to do Valentine readings all day. So I'll do only a little bit of my yapping early on, and then we will do Valentine's readings. And we could do love readings, that kind of stuff, or anything that you guys want to ask to. It doesn't have to be Valentine, but I thought that would be fun. I know you guys kind of get a kick out of when we just do readings the whole day. So I thought it'd be fun that we do that. And the other thing, oh my goodness, oh yay, Rev Ned is here, and Kathy Greco and Spirit Song. I love Holly and Barbie. Thank you guys for being here. It's so nice to see you. I feel so blessed. I have so many wonderful people in my life. And what's really, what's really cool is everybody that shows up on the show are just wonderful people. It's just, it's a testament to all of you, what loving good people you are. And I really hope that you take that to heart and realize that, we're creating a community of truly, truly caring people here. Something that I do want to say really quick, and this is going to kind of date this video, but I do want to say it, is that, we really want to keep our hearts with Turkey right now. It is absolutely crazy over there. Ooh, Gayal. I hope I'm saying that right. I love your name. Welcome, welcome. Um, just, keeping Turkey. Apparently there are just earthquakes after earthquakes. And I'm understanding that the magnitude of what's happened over there has really destabilized pretty much the crust of the whole planet. So there's little earthquakes going off everywhere. So let's just keep humanity in our prayers on top of it all as we're going through this. We all came for the shift. We all came for this change, and we all knew it was going to be a fun ride. So let's all just kind of buckle down, go into the inner, know the truth that all things are in divine order. All things are serving the divine plan of love and light, and that it will ultimately seal the door where evil dwells. If anybody has heard the prayer called the Great Invocation, it's a beautiful prayer, and that's how it ends. And let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. So we want to, keep that in our prayers, and keep that area of the world in our prayers. Really, just bringing help and bringing salvation to everybody is there. And when I say salvation, I don't mean religious salvation. Although if that's what some people need, that's okay too, right? That's okay too. We're just so blessed. Hey Linda. Hey Linda. So we're talking about love today. And we're talking about 5 tips of finding love. And we're also going to talk a little bit about keeping love. If you're in a relationship already, if you have a significant other, if you're married, if you just have a long-term partner, some of these things that we're talking about, these are things that can be applied to those of you who are in relationship too. Sometimes when we get in relationship, we get into, they're not necessarily ruts, but we get into patterns where we sometimes get stuck, and sometimes we need to kind of shake ourselves out of it. And that's where we can take some hints, take some tips from those who are looking to kind of be mindful of these things. So the first tip I have, I'm I'm shuffling cards for you guys while I'm doing it. That's why my hands are down here. The first card I have underneath my beautiful Labradorite. You guys seen the crystal known as Labradorite? Isn't that beautiful? I love it. I'm being so drawn to it this week. It's a stone. It's a stone for psychics and intuitives. It's very, very healing. Those of you that are attracted to like Lemuria and Atlantis, that are attracted to the watery beings, it's very watery. It's got the greens and the blues, but it's also a star seed stone. It's very much an off-planet kind of a stone too, and so I'm just really feeling drawn to it. And this little guy, I don't even know where it was, and I was carrying it around. I went, that needs to go in my office. It might have been in my grid outside. Isn't that cool? It looks kind of like Mother Earth too. This one does. So we got that. So tip number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Miss Jules. Welcome, welcome, honey. So tip number 1, actually decide to be in a relationship. I know that that sounds crazy, but I cannot tell you how many people I've talked to. They're like, well, I really do. I want to find that perfect person. Well, have you decided to be in a relationship? Well, I want to find the perfect person. I don't think it's really going to happen. I mean, what are the chances? I mean, I've been trying forever. No, it goes back to Yoda. Do or do not. There is no try. You have to really make a decision that you want to be in a relationship, that you're ready. Even if you're not, you don't have to be 100% ready, but you're ready to emotionally decide to be in a relationship. It sounds crazy, I know, but it's really important. This is something that I have found. It's a lot of people that want relationships, but there's not a lot of people who have decided they're going to have one. And have one with the perfect right person for you. That's the other caveat. And sometimes people get stuck on that because a lot of times people don't think that they can actually have someone that's that perfect right person. A lot of people really think there isn't that perfect right person. And we're not looking for a perfect person. We're looking for that perfect right person for us. It doesn't mean the relationship's going to be perfect. It doesn't mean they're perfect. And it doesn't mean we're perfect. It means we're perfect together. And that's what's really important. And perfect together is the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, the gives and takes. Someday you're giving 100%, sometimes you're getting 100%, sometimes it's 70%. That's how it goes. That's how relationships work. But you have to start by really choosing to be in a relationship. And that starts with you. You don't choose after you met somebody and then go, oh, yeah, I'm choosing a relationship. You really need to choose it now. And when you do that, you begin to shift the whole way you look at things. So choose to be in a relationship. Make that decision. When you make that decision, it is alerting everything within you, everything in the universe, that you're choosing something. Because you are the presence of God, Goddess, Creator, Universal Mind Source, the all that is, the eternal loving presence. You are that presence here in this time vector. And you're a creator. That's creative energy. And you need to choose something to manifest it. So decide to be in a relationship. Choose to be in a relationship. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2. I've got them written down. I'm all organized on sticky notes. Be mindful of how you treat yourself, because how you treat yourself reflects out into everything you experience. If you're not being kind and loving and respectful and honest and authentic and fun for yourself and with yourself, if you're not being and treating yourself the way you want to be treated, if you're not being the type of person that you want to find, you need to hone that in. You need to get I'm getting this image of you need to pull yourself up by your butt straps, your bootstraps, and get yourself in alignment, right? You need to be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Go buy yourself some flowers. Make your bedroom pretty. Um, clear out the clutter and the junk in your favorite rooms, like maybe where you hang out. If you got a TV room, and this is really a major thing with a lot of people, is you have that your TV room or your meditation room. If you're not a TV watcher, I'm not a TV watcher, but that room where I hang out, it tends to get cluttered. It gets stuff, right? Clean out the clutter, especially in your bedroom, because we're talking romance here. Get your bedroom prettied up and ready for a partner. Would you want your partner to come into your room the way it is right now? Right? Treat yourself the way you want to be treated. Be mindful of how you are treating yourself. And the other part of that too is how you talk to yourself. It's really important to be mindful of how you're talking to yourself. Are you saying, "Oh my gosh, that's okay. You know what? Today was a rough day, but you did the best you could. Tomorrow's going to be better." Or, "Gee, I can't figure this out. I'm so dumb." No. "Gee, I can't figure this out. But I'm smart enough to figure out someone who can. Or I know how to use YouTube." Right? It's like, be kind to yourself. Pay attention to the languaging and the way you're talking to yourself kind of underneath your thinking mind. Sometimes that feels a little bit schizophrenic when you're doing it, but you have several different layers of mind. You have your egoic mind, you have the subconscious mind, you have your thinking mind, and you have your higher mind, your intuitive mind. And there's other levels and layers of that. So there's always conversation going on, and some of it is a loop of negativity. "You're so dumb. You're so unworthy. You'll never get it. No one will ever love you. How can you even think of love? There's nobody out there for me." And there can be a loop like that going on. Pay attention. And if you find yourself thinking things, here's a little tip that I teach my clients too. You simply say stop. And that voice, that loop will be like, because it'll start listening. And then you say, "I choose," and choose the opposite of what you heard going. So say you have a loop in your head that's saying, "I'll never find love. I'll never find love. Love isn't out there." And all of a sudden you find yourself, "Oh my God, I just caught myself thinking that." Somebody say stop, and it'll stop, and say, "I choose to find love. I choose to know that I'm worthy of being loved. I choose to have a perfect right partner now." Okay. And when you do that, it shifts that groove. It's like knocking for those of you that are young enough to remember records, we had the record player and you had the needle. It knocks the needle out of that groove. And you might have to do it a few times. Your brain might go back. You might have a deep groove, right? A lot of us do. And you might have to do it. You might catch yourself doing it again. You do the same thing. Stop. I choose to know that I'm going to find my perfect right partner. I choose to know that I am worthy of being loved. I choose to know that I can love someone, right? And I love me. That's another thing that's really important to tell yourself and to talk to yourself about. I love me. Oh, put your hands over your heart and bring your awareness into your heart space and just say, "I love you. You were so amazing. Oh my gosh. You're not perfect, but you're perfectly imperfect. And that's even better." Right? Our uniqueness, our imperfection is what makes us lovable. It's what makes us unique. It's what makes us wonderful. So be mindful of how you treat yourself. Okay. Number 3, A lot of people talk about, I can't trust other people. So here's number 3 is listen to your intuition. Trust your intuition. Don't trust anything or anyone out there. Trust your intuition. Listen when your intuition is saying, nope, 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 nope. Don't listen to the mind that's saying, oh, but he's cute, or oh, he's got a cute car, or oh, she's hot, right? Don't listen to that. Listen to the guts. Listen to the heart that's going, ooh, no, something's wrong here. Learning to trust yourself, honestly, is the only place you should place your trust. When you can trust yourself, you'll know who to trust out there, right? So you have to start learning to trust yourself. Listen to that still inner voice. And when you do, and you begin to trust yourself in that, you're not going to get stuck in these crazy relationships that a lot of times are feeding this loop. I'll never find perfect love. I'll never be loved again. I'm not good enough to be loved. Yes, you are good enough to be loved. And yes, you will find love. You will. We're herd animals. Humans are herd animals. We are designed to pair up. Okay? It's nature. But we've had a lot of tweakage going on with the way dating is and relationship. There's no rules. It's like it's a wild west out there, man. And we need to kind of dial it in and reel ourselves in and start doing some of the things that need to be done. And it's not that hard because all these things that we talk about, all this stuff that I'm giving you is stuff that to do on a regular basis, even if you're not finding love. And if you are in a relationship, right? Choose to be in that relationship. Be mindful of how you treat yourself. Listen to your intuition, right? If you're in a relationship with someone that makes you a little bit nervous, trust your inclination when maybe you feel like maybe they're not being totally honest, or maybe they're, being manipulative, or maybe they're not feeling good. Maybe they're sad. Maybe they're struggling. Listen to your intuition. It's so important that we understand trust must be trusted in yourself first. Okay. And that comes with practice. So that's number 3. Number 4, make space in your life. Don't be so gosh darn busy. Hi, Karen. Hi, guys. Don't be so busy. Make space in your life. I cannot tell you how many people I have done readings and even like some coaching and stuff with who want a relationship. They're super busy. They got a job. They got a job on the side. They play softball. They take painting. They've got their life busy because they haven't had a partner and they're trying to fill the spaces. Then they decide they want a partner. They decide they're ready for a relationship. And then they're so busy they don't have space. And I've done readings for people. They're like, oh my gosh, I met this wonderful guy. Yeah, he's a really good guy for you. This is a good one. Oh, I don't really have time. He can only see me on Wednesdays at 3, and that's when I have my softball, and then he can only see me on Saturdays, but I got to work my third job on Saturdays. You need to have some space in your life. And what happens is we live in a matrix. And we hear this, the universe abhors a vacuum, right? So where there's a space, the universe will bring it in. You got to create some space for love in your life, some still space, some quiet space. It doesn't have to be a lot. Save a half an hour 3 times a week to just sit and use that time to ponder your new love. What is it going to be like to have new love in your life? But make sure you have space. And I'm going to tell you, there is dating sites full of people that want relationships, that want even hookups, but they have no room in their life. So they meet somebody that's pretty cool that it might work out. And one or the other, they don't have room. They're too busy. They have too many other things going on. Make space in your life. And that also goes down to physical space. And we've all heard this one before. Make a little room in a drawer somewhere for your true love. Make a little space in your closet for your true love to hang a couple shirts or a dress, or to have to be to put their shoes, or bring like a toothbrush and toothpaste for them and put them in a special corner in the bathroom, something like that. Make space in your life. Make space in your life. And don't be quite so busy. I know that goes the opposite of what we're told, right? We're supposed to stay busy. But no, make a little bit of space. Have room. Have room. You're choosing to have relationship. You're totally being mindful of what you're saying to yourself. You're feeling really good about yourself. You're listening to your intuition. You warded off a couple, dodged a couple bullets. Make sure you have that space in your life for someone to come in. And then the next thing is do things that you enjoy. And this is a life hack too. Do things that you enjoy. If you're looking for friends, if you're looking for a partner, if you're looking just to be happy, do things that you enjoy. If you really, really enjoy golfing, go golfing. If you enjoy wine tasting, go wine tasting. If you enjoy painting, start painting. Take a painting class. If you love hanging out in libraries, if you love books, if you love learning, go do stuff there. If you like a lot of different things, go do all those different things. One, because it's going to keep you happy. Two, you're more likely to meet somebody who is, your kind of person at the places that you're doing the things that you love to do. Three, when you're doing things that you love to do, you radiate. You radiate your inner beauty, and it's more likely that you're going to be seen. And a little caveat to this, if you're taking a class in a certain place, say you've taken 2 or 3 classes there, you haven't really met anybody, go take classes somewhere else. Go take a painting class at a college. Go do an art class at churches have things, even senior homes and stuff like that have great classes. I know that's crazy. I'm a little bit older. I can say that. But or find someone who does that, invite them in and create a class. There's a lot of different ways that you can do. If you love golfing, go golfing. Not meeting somebody at your golf club, go do somewhere else. Go visit another one. Go do miniature golf instead of regular golf. If you love to bowl, go bowling. Go to a couple different alleys. There's a lot of different things that you can do. But make sure that you're doing something that you really, really enjoy. Go hiking. Go dancing. Try some new things in line. If you love to do country western line dancing, maybe learn ball dancing or salsa dancing. Ooh, ooh la la. Or that hip hop flopping around on the floor dancing. Do something else. If you love concerts, go to concerts. Be there, enjoy yourself. Be free, be open, right? Go listen. If you like the live music thing, go to a concert that maybe something a little bit different than what you would normally do, but something that you would enjoy. Check it out, try it out. Push the envelope. Get that box a little bit bigger, but do things that you enjoy to do. Get out there. You're more likely to meet somebody who is going to fit with you if you're doing things that you love to do, right? And for those of you in a relationship, do things that you love to do, even if it isn't with your partner. Sometimes doing things separately is really good. When I was married, one thing is he didn't really like to do any of the things that I like to do. I love to dance. I loved art. I love acting. I loved going to, theater. And so I would go do that. And one time he said, you know what? How did he put something like, I really don't like, that you do all this stuff because, it's usually at night when he's home, right? Because I was working too. But it's like, I need to do that. And he understood that. But one time he said, you know what? I'm glad that I don't really like it, but I'm glad that you're doing it because then we have new things to talk about. And I thought that was really insightful. It was like, he's kind of a little bit like, he'd rather me sitting at home watching football with him. But I didn't want to do that all the time, although I enjoyed it and I did it. you know? But and that's another thing. If you like football, I did not watch football for years because I didn't have a boy to watch it with. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I like football. And I had a buddy say something about football, a gal friend, and all of a sudden, I'm like, I miss football. So I've started getting into football just in time for Super Bowl, right? So it's really fun. So whether you're in relationship or not, decide to be in whatever relationship you're in, or to be in a relationship and get ready for it. You got to choose that. Be mindful of how you treat yourself. You always have to treat yourself kind. In a relationship, out of a relationship, how you treat yourself is how others is going to treat you, are going to treat you. 3, listen to your intuition, trust yourself. 4, make space in your life. Don't be too busy. And make space in your closet too, right? If you're already in a relationship, that space has probably already been created. And 5, do things that you enjoy. So important. So important. You've got to find those things that make your heart sing. And it may be something that you haven't done since you were a kid. And I'm telling you, and I've said this many times to people. When I was little, I used to love to lay on the grass and watch the clouds and pretend like I could move the clouds. And to this day, I believe I can. But the other things I used to love to do was put on little skits. Used to love to sing. I used to love to play instruments. I used to love to do little acting and be little Miss Actress. And I love to get like all my teddy bears set up, and then I would be the teacher. Well, look what I do. I'm a spiritual teacher doing a freaking YouTube show. I kind of am living my childhood dreams, right? So look back in your childhood. What did you like to do? What were you into? Look back there. What brought you joy? What would bring you joy now? Try out some new things. Maybe you've never done pottery before. Go take a pottery class. You know, there's so many different things that you can do. And now that things have opened up and the COVID thing is over, and another thing that's totally awesome is people do a lot of stuff online. I take a painting class online, in Zoom. We all get together on Zoom. We've got people in France, in Canada. We had somebody who was in New Zealand. I think we had somebody in Mexico, a couple people, all over the United States. Where else? I think we had someone in the Netherlands. We got people all over the world. We all get together on Zoom and we're all sitting in our own worlds and we're painting. And the teacher is, she's got her camera set up where you can see what she's doing and she's talking about. It's awesome. It's awesome. And if anybody's interested in that, go look up Odi Harma, OUTIHARMA.com. Or you can find her all over my stuff because I just think she's the bee's knees. And I really promote her because what she's got going is so fun. And I absolutely love it. My world has completely changed in the last year that I've been doing this. It's opened up my heart. It's opened up my mind. Go do something that you would love to do. Go do something that you would love to do. So those are my 5 tips for all y'all that are looking for love. And this is whether it's Valentine's Day or any time of the year. I'm going to make sure this video goes out there and stays out there on YouTube so that you can have some of this to help you move along, because we all love to be loved. We all want to be loved, and we all want to love someone. So I hope that this helps you find that perfect person just for you, unique and wonderful, and that your heart is filled with love and joy.